It's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. Baseball season is nearing the final stretch. We've got some meaningful games lined up. If you like our content, we'd really appreciate it if you give us a like, share our stuff, and if you want a notification every time we post a new video, hit the bell. We're talking Blue Jays and Yankees in this one. New York is favored -155 at home. The total is 9. It's Taijuan Walker going for the Blue Jays. He's 3-2 with a 2.95 ERA. A pretty good bounce back season for Walker here. The under has hit in his 3 last starts for him. Last time out versus the Yankees, 4 shutout, but he also had 5 walks, which is kind of what he's known for doing. For the Yankees, it's Davy Garcia, who's 1-1 with a 3.06 ERA, who faced off with Taijuan Walker last time out. 7 innings, 2 runs against Toronto. We've got Nick from the Insider's Room to talk this matchup. In the East, Nick, what jumps out to you?
Yeah, this is a massive series in the AL East. There's just 2 weeks left in the regular season. The Yanks and Jays, they're neck and neck. They're currently sitting 4 games back of the Rays. Toronto is 26-20. New York is 26-21. These teams have only met in one other series so far this season, and that was just last week. The Yankees won the final game of that 3-game series versus the Jays, and then they went on to win 4 straight at home over Baltimore, and they outscored the Orioles 21-3 in the process. The Jays played the Mets after they played the Yankees, and they lost that first game 18-1, and then they won the next 2. They won 3-2 and 7-3. So the road ahead for these 2 teams, it doesn't get any easier. The Jays, they have a 4-game set at the Phillies after this, and then they have 4 games at home versus the Yankees again. And after this, the Yankees have 3 at Boston. Series this year, 2 of the 3 games fell under, but I think that this particular game is going to go over. As you mentioned, Taijuan Walker, he's so far exceeded expectations for Toronto fans, I would say, since he came over from Seattle. But Walker, he did face the Mariners on Tuesday, as you pointed out, and he allowed the 2 hits and the 5 walks. And he got a no decision after 4 innings. But if we dig a little deeper, we find, he struggled with control in that one, not only posting the 5 walks, but he did only manage to go 4 innings. And so for me, I think that this Yankees lineup is just too talented. They just saw Walker last week. And now, after this big series in Baltimore, I mean, it's clear because Brian Cashman, he went to the Jays, or he went into the Yankees, after that second loss in Toronto, and he had a team meeting with the Yankees. And so it's true. New York is down a few key sluggers, but since Cashman went in there, they've won 5 straight for the Yankees picture there.
We're talking about Garcia. He's had 3 of 4 really solid starts, 6 strikeouts in each.
Right.
And he is a bit of a no-namer. He's a young guy. I don't want to say no-namer. That's a little disrespectful, but he's new to the league since he's really young. He was a prospect for the Yankees. A 3.06 ERA is pretty good, but limited time in the major leagues so far.
Right. I mean, he looks like the real deal to me, no doubt about it. But as you pointed out, he's only thrown in 3 major league games. So I think that sample size is totally much too small at this point to draw any firm conclusions. And just like Taijuan Walker, now that the Jays have had a look at him and it's only been a week, I just think that regression is imminent, that these sparkling numbers that the rookie is putting up are just unsustainable, especially facing this really hot and hard-hitting Jays lineup. Despite the bookmakers continually setting a high total whenever these clubs meet, and despite the fact that 2 of the 3 games went under in the first series, I think we're set up for some offensive fireworks in Game 1 on Tuesday. The Jays have the firepower to hang with anyone in the league, and as I pointed out, the fact that these 2 talented hitting lineups just saw these pitchers last week, that definitely points to a higher scoring affair to me in Game 1.
I will say the times that I've backed Taijuan Walker, he has not been kind to me. Because he does have really good stuff. I remember him with the Diamondbacks. He was highly touted, and he has a pretty good pitching repertoire, but the problem is his walks for the most part. He throws up those Robbie Ray stat lines where he'll go 4 shutout, but he'll walk 5 batters, strike out 6. So it's tedious to watch, and he throws a lot of pitches, and he doesn't go deep in games. So you'd have to have some faith in the Blue Jays bullpen here if you wanted to back them.
I agree completely with that as well. One thing I also wanted to point out is that both of these teams, they haven't given up on catching the Rays. I mean, Tampa Bay has gone 5-5 in its last 10, including going just 2-2 versus Boston over the weekend. So yeah, I think definitely the stage is set for a furious finish to this 2020 campaign in the AL East, and I think that these two offenses are going to be the main storylines in tomorrow's summaries.
That's going to do it for Blue Jays and Yankees talk here on Picks and Parlays. Thanks for watching, and thanks for joining us, Nick.